Well, hey, everyone. We are live. It's Thursday night, 7 o'clock, and I am TUNAP, which I'm sure you know.
And I
And
am Dr. Michael Gross. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Really great. Appreciate all of you.
we have a fabulous message today from Dr. Michael Gross. And well, I'll just go ahead and give the topic, okay, Michael? And then I'm going to do I'm not scripting this intro anymore. I figured that, hey, we're just going to give you some tips on what Michael's all about, okay? So the topic
Okay.
today is you are energy in motion.
Yep.
And Dr. Michael Gross is a transformational coach, spiritual coach, an entrepreneur, an incredible teacher, and the author of The Spiritual Primer. And because we shared the same book coach, that's how I actually connected with Michael. And I tell you, I'm just speaking from experience, okay? I have had the most amazing 3 years working with this man and learning so much about the fact that we are energy in motion. It's phenomenal that that became the topic for today. So he's been in the industry. He's very, very highly skilled in many different things. I know he's a Reiki master. He's, oh goodness, Michael.
Transformational coach, an intuitive, multidimensional healer, and great at preparing dinner and mowing lawns. So
And he doesn't do windows.
I don't do windows.
No, but I'll jump in and do windows. Okay, so on that note, we're really thankful that everybody has joined us today. And what I want to do is get right to it because we only have 30 minutes and we respect everybody's time, okay? So go ahead,
Right.
Michael. We can also chat a little bit more at the end of our 30 minutes and give a quick recap on how you can connect with Michael.
Perfect. So thank you, everyone. T will be busy putting in some information in the chat. So thank you for doing that. And I thought today we would talk about energy and motion. That's what you are. So if we really look at our body is atoms, particles, molecules, neutrinos, mitochondria, subatomic structure, protons, electrons, that particles, and everything I call the soup mix. And somehow or another, there's a glue that holds it together. And that glue is called love, period. Kind of interesting, you know. Our scientists will come up with some reason because they have to be analytical and logical, and they can't accept that there's an energy of love that holds us together. But truly, it is the energy of love that makes us function and achieve all kinds of things. So if you were to look at that energy in motion, let's talk about our bodies. And let's go down to the subatomic and cellular structure. Did you ever think that within your cellular structure that there's an intelligence? Guess what? There is. There's a whole universe. That's kind of hard to comprehend, isn't it? But I want all of you to understand that that energy has an intelligence. And actually you are intelligent, your body's intelligence. So what controls the intelligence? I mean, what makes you achieve whatever you do? Well, as soon as you, figuratively speaking, put something into your thoughts, into your intelligence, into your cellular structure, it's like an energy. You add a gas to it. Now it gets fired up. Rum, 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 rum. Now you're the person that's the driver, and you're going to direct it to go somewhere with your thoughts. So now that you've got this energy fired up, and your thoughts are steering it, what is going to happen next? Whatever you decide is going to happen. You never thought about it that way. But there's the old story about a person that says, can't go skiing, I'll break my leg. 5 years later, he goes skiing, or she does. Guess what? They break their leg. They go, see, I told you so. No. Your energy, your frequency, your vibrations created that. So let's talk about more about energy. Energy has a frequency because, like a radio, you have different frequencies. You have a vibration, you can adjust the knob on the radio, make it louder or softer. The frequency, you can change stations. So your thoughts, your energy, and everything is always in motion. Why? Because you're always thinking 24/7. Those of you who are watching this may have thoughts, well, I don't know what Michael's talking about. Or maybe it makes sense. Or I'd like to know more. Or maybe I'm just going to sit back and see if this makes sense to me. However, by the law of magnetic, the word, magnetic manifestation, you are drawn to watch this particular session that Tiu and I are doing. There's a reason why. And many of you may have some kind of understanding about energy. And you have the scientific ones and the analytical, logical ones, which I call analogical, and all that. But very basically, you're nothing but energy. And that energy is directed by your feelings and your emotions and your thoughts. So we know thoughts because I said that's the driver. And let's talk about your emotions. That's your turbocharger. The emotions is what's going to speed things up. If you're angry or upset, boom, you're speeding things up and you're going to create whatever that energy of anger and frustration is. In other words, you're going to be challenged with some negativity or blocks in your life. Then there's the other energy, and that is just joy and love. It's like going on cruise control, setting it at 70 miles an hour and just cruising down, no traffic, enjoying looking around at the birds and the trees and the lakes and the deer. All right. So that's with the love energy, feeling good. But there's a little bit more than that type of energy in love. Love is the glue that holds you together. Love is the energy that will heal you. If you sit there and you have a cold or feel uncomfortable and you go, I love my body. I love my body. I love this food. And if you had a cold, you go, I love my cold. And right away, I know some people think, what are you, nuts, Michael? What do you mean I love my cold? I don't love my cold. Of course you don't love your cold. But when you say, I love my cold, it is the highest frequency and energy and vibration. Nothing negative, keyword, nothing negative can live in the energy of love. So therefore, when you say, I love my cold, what's really happening is, all right, incoming orders from the general. By the way, you're general. Here's our commission, your words. We have to follow through. Yes, sir. So all your immune system kicks in. And all the antibodies and cellular structure, they charge into the cold and help heal or eliminate the cold. Now, the secret to anything, to heal, to manifest, and create this energy of love, is to really accept the energy of love. Don't analyze it, don't question it. You know what love feels like: calm, peaceful, joy, happiness, compassion, understanding, relaxation, a whole bunch of different things. Because you see, without life, there is no love. Without love, there is no life. That's part of the secret of your life. Then there's the other part of you: anger, frustration, etc. They go, okay, if you're angry or frustrated, the psychologists tell us that within 24 hours, when you're angry, you're going to injure yourself, like bang your hand, stub your toe, or something like that. And if we really understand the energy, the highest vibration is the smoothest, which is love, joy, and happiness, and a few others. The ones that are like a turmoil, like a hurricane or a tornado, is that of anger, fear, and frustration. And for really interesting, how many times have you sit there and say, oh, I would love to have a great dinner? And what happens is you go out and have a dinner. Here's something that is very powerful that I teach. And I say to my students, I want you to give thanks for anyone and everyone that has ever bought you breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Just say, I give thanks for anybody that's ever done it. You don't have to remember who it is. Say it 4 or 5 times a day, or a little more, a little less. but do it with an emotion. I give thanks for anybody who's ever brought me breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Hear that emotion? It's a happy emotion. Guess what happens? You're sending the energy out there, and it's going to strike someone or come to someone and go, you know, I think I'm going to take Michael out for breakfast or lunch or dinner. And bang, you go out and you had breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's how the energy is electromagnetic. It attracts what you're thinking. So, looking at all energy, energy is neutral. How you use the energy on this planet. Because remember, you can take electricity, heat the house, cook, light it, or you can start a fire or you can kill something. Then that energy of electricity is perfectly neutral. Your thoughts can manifest and create anything you think of. Think about that. Your energy is neutral. If you're going to manifest disaster, I'm a victim, feel sorry, unhappy, nothing's working out. Oh, I'm tired. Nobody cares. I'm going to have a terrible day at work. Congratulations. You're absolutely 100% correct because you just created it. That's how powerful you are. Henry Ford has a quote: whether you think you can, or whether you think you can't, you're right. What does that tell you? You are creating two different scenarios, and your scenarios are done with your thoughts. Thoughts are energies, frequencies, and vibrations. I'd like you to think about that, but I know Tia would like to say something.
I do. A lot of the times when we're going through our day, things happen and we don't say our thoughts out loud. It's just like we get an emotion in our head, a reaction, and then we suppress it. And is that like, does that fall into our subconscious mind? Is that still manifesting somewhere on a subconscious level?
Yes, it is. So it's like you're regurgitating it over and over and over. You know, 94% of our thinking comes from our subconscious mind, 6% from the conscious mind. But how does it get from the conscious mind into the subconscious mind? You say something, you acknowledge something, you feel or think something. That energy goes into subconscious mind. Therefore, taking a look at your subconscious mind, look at it as a hard disk like a computer with trillions of terabytes and even greater. That's why a computer will never, ever, ever replace the human brain because the way we process information and how we energize that information in our life, something a computer will never, ever be able to do. So, understanding that, we are always comparing the past with the present. So, hey, Tio, let's have a hot fudge sundae with whipped cream nuts and jalapeno peppers and sauerkraut. And let's put on some fried okra. Like, hey, Michael, take a hike. Right. However, I said, let's have a hot fudge sundae with whipped cream nuts and cherry and a little bit of mocha on top of it. And you immediately go back to the last time you had it. You go, yes, let's do it. Because you're always comparing the past with the present. That comparison with the past and present, it's an energetic response. You know, they talk about the fight or flight or frozen syndrome. All that's energy. So your button is pushed, you want to run. Right? That's the flight. Or you want to argue. Or the frozen, you don't say something and you live in fear. All that is energy. So you go to a party and you're having a great time and everybody's happy. Yep, so am I. All right, I go to a party and I don't want to be there, but everybody's happy. I get happy. Or I go to a party and I'm happy and everybody's depressed, or I go to work, I'll get depressed. We are all affected by the energy. You know, a lot of people get depressed when the sun isn't out. I have some friends aren't happy till it rains. Well, the state of Washington, we get a lot of rain, thank goodness. But everybody responds to something different. And it's time for you to look at yourself as an energetic being who can create anything energy creates. How does it create? Well, women have children. You have sperm that help create the child. Look at the animal kingdom, or a fish, or whatever. It's all energy in motion. Energy is creating by your thoughts, your imaginations, and your feelings. So think about your thoughts, that's understandable. Your feelings, you can understand that. But imagining, your imagination, when you say something, I'm going to go swimming, you are imagining instantaneously, I'm having a good time, maybe having a cocktail or laughing with my friends or in a boat. That's the image. That imaging, that emotion is already creating something that will happen either at that moment or sometime in the future. When you sit down and you write something, well, here's something interesting. So when we talk about energy, and my numbers may be off, so don't hold me. But for a while, I would either type something on my computer, I talk into my cell phone, I go cell phone, blah, 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 blah. It runs around 1,000 neurons and synapses in the brain. It's very fleeting. But when you write something, it's over 10,000 neurons and synapses that go into the brain. So it's the energy to write it, what you're visually saying or thinking, your hand movement, the cursive or printing that you're using. All these things are in motion. And most of the time, if not all the time, when you visualize something, you'll remember it. And even if you forget it 30 seconds later, it's stored in the subconscious mind and you can access it at any time you so desire. That's why when I work with people, write this down. I don't want to write it down. Write it down. I don't want to do it. Well, do whatever you want to do. But it's important for you to write it down because you're creating a multi-dimensional energy process to remember something. That's so important. Of course, when I was growing up and we learned math, we had flashcards. Adding, subtraction, multiplication, and division. I don't know, third grade, second grade, fourth grade. Even to this day, I can add faster than the average bear. I can multiply and divide faster because not only did I visualize it, I felt the energy of it. I could feel it. I could see it. Felt the excitement of getting it right. And I worked at it. And the same way with spelling. We learned how to spell. Then we learned how to do sentence structure and adjectives, adverbs, so on and so forth, nouns, all that stuff. I don't know if they teach that anymore. But I remember when we were in school, we had to study the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and everything like that. Or you had to learn a lot about your states. Why did they do that? They did that because to teach you to think. Think creates thoughts, thoughts create energy, energy creates vibrations, vibrations create an imaginary or a beautiful thought in your mind, which then creates into your reality. So you can see one thing is depending upon the other, upon the other, upon the other. It's growing, 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 growing. Our greatest threat today is artificial intelligence. I was just talking to someone who is in mid grade school and they're turning in papers, and the kids, and they're anywhere from 13 to 16. They're turning in, they're doing artificial intelligence. What are they learning? It's like going, all right, XYZ, write me a treatise on changing tires, right? Bing, and it'll come out with 10, 20, 30 pages, whatever. What the heck did you learn? Absolutely nothing. Everything you do, you retain the experience of. That experience is energy. You ever listen to music? The energy of music? Whatever your forte in music is, there are music that can bring tears to your eyes, bring depression, anxiety, frustration, joy, love, happiness, elation. It's all energy. When I'm talking to you now, my energy is going out and it's touching each one of you as your energy, who is watching this, is touching me. So it's reciprocal. That's what's so important for us to understand. And your body is energy, it responds to everything. Think of a thermostat, right? So it's got some mercury in it or whatever they have. It gets hot, it rises, so it's 40 degrees, 80 degrees, 90 degrees. Think about you. You have a built-in thermostat. It starts getting hotter and hotter. You begin to perspire. Why? Because you're releasing this heat by perspiring. Then you became thirsty and perhaps you want water. Or you go wake up in the morning and let's suppose that you've been sleeping in a pair of gym shorts and a shirt and it's really cold. Your thermostat is down. You feel cold, you get jittery. How do you make your thermostat go up? Well, you can put on a sweater, but you really don't make it give up. What do? You give it energy. What's the energy? FOOD. Food gives you energy. It goes into your gastrointestinal system, right? And it gets broken down by acids and all the digestive processes. But it's like a furnace. Then you eat, and then you feel warm, and you feel good. Or perhaps you're tired, and you eat a lot of sugar. You just put some high octane fuel in you. Boy, you're running around for a little while. Then you begin to slow down. The most important thing for you to realize is if you are energy, which you are, and here's the other part, like attracts like, the magnetic attraction. Oh, wait a minute. Like attracts like. So if I'm angry and frustrated, what I'm going to attract? People are angry and frustrated. If you're loving and caring, you're going to attract people that are loving and caring. If you think that you're abundant and prosperous, what are you going to get? Abundance and prosperity. See how that energy can be manipulated? See how it can change? I talk about us being an antenna. An antenna receives and it sends. So you're receiving energy from everything around you and you're sending it out to everyone around you. And this energy attracts everything in your life. Within each part of your body, not only your cellular structure, but in your heart, your liver, your lungs, your brain, every organ, it has an intelligence. That's an intelligence. And this intelligence is energy. You don't have to say, I got a cut in my finger. I got a leak in my skin. Guys, would you go in there and clean up in case I got an infection? While you're at it, plug it up and make sure I'm not leaking anymore. What happens? Immediately, the immune system comes in, the antibodies, make sure you don't have an infection. The blood coagulates, gets really thick, it's got a scab. Then the cells grow together, they're knitting together. We're hurry up, we got to stop this leak, it's got to be done. And then the scab falls off. Gee, I had a cut here, but I don't see any mark of it. I'm no longer leaking blood. See how intelligent your body is? Get out of your way. Let your body tell you what to do. And I've referenced this before, but when you look at a child, I remember we had a couple of children, right? And one day my wife would serve carrots and peas and let's say lamb, the baby food. She would eat it, or my son would. Next day, they don't want any part of it. She'd go, they're not eating it. We got a lot left over. I just warmed it up. Yeah, see what they'll eat. So next time it's chicken, and maybe it's potatoes, and maybe it's string beans. Why did the baby eat something different? Bing, 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 bing. Because it's listening to the body. The body said, I got enough nutrients and vitamins and minerals from this. So now I'm going to need this. And Tia and I were talking. And when a woman gets pregnant, okay, that fetus, that energy of that body brings a healing and helps the immune system. And remember what you told me, what a doctor told you when you were sick one time? Why don't you repeat that?
I had been really sick. I was, in my late teens, and I'd been really sick, dealing with a whole lot of stomach pains, and they couldn't figure out what it was. They thought it was in my head. And one doctor said, just sometimes when you get pregnant, it corrects your body. And so, well, I did. And after I gave birth to my daughter, that pain went away. I don't know what it was, but it was gone. And it was amazing. And then I got pregnant again and I had my son, and all of a sudden it was back. So I think, but I mean, it's amazing what your body can do. Absolutely, Michael. Everything that you're talking about makes sense to me.
So what's really interesting, just think about a minute when the child goes through the birth canal, right? I mean, the pelvic area is bones, it's strong, it's muscles, tendons, but they call it oxytocin, where everything turns to jelly, it expands, and the baby's able to go through the birth canal. See how intelligent your body is? If you listen to your body, you will always be healthy. If you listen to your soul and the energy of thought is energy, by the way, you burn calories, by the way. And if you think about something, that energy will direct you in your life in the direction you should go to your life. And I know we're running around, getting close to the time. Therefore, I'd like to share with all of you. And we'll be talking about this more and more, that you are energy in motion. Look at your body. Look how beautiful it is. Look at your life. Look at those around you. What happened? You created everything around you. You attracted everything around you. You created your life, your body, your family, your friends, your career, everything you created, because you're all energy. Think of energy and think of you are the general in charge of the energy, and you have that power to create anything you so desire, not only in your body, but everything around you. And be patient, because sometimes I get people, well, I tried. How long you tried? Well, I tried for 30 seconds, nothing happened. Right. This is your thought. I want to change. It's not going to happen. I want to change. That's going to happen. So you have two thoughts. You want to change or you want to be healed, but you're doubting it. So it's a push, push, tug, tug. Keep at it. Just accept it. Accept that you are healed. Accept that you can have joy and happiness in your life. And accept that you are unlimited. I want to thank all of you for joining us. And there's some information we like to share. So, with that in mind, every Tuesday evening from 6:30 Pacific time to 7:30 Pacific time, we do mass consciousness aware. Sorry, let me change that. I am floating. We do soul awakening, and that's so important with soul awakening. You ask any questions about spirituality, and I deliver a 10-minute message, which I think at this point we have 286, and they're about 10 minutes long. Most importantly, you're going to gain new knowledge. Or maybe you know it, but you need to be reminded of it. And I tell everybody, join us because you're making a difference. And to access that information, all you need to do is dial this number.
It's 202 926 1059. And the access code, Michael?
125-446 pound. One more time, please.
Sure. 202 926 1059. And the code, Michael?
125-446 pound. And then every Saturday, the second Saturday of the month, we do a mass consciousness healing. And I invite all of you. And it's on freeconferencecall.com. And what we do is we start at 9:55 a.m. We go at 11:01. Well, between 9:55 and 10 o'clock, we chat a little bit. Then I deliver about a 1 or 2 minute message. Then we go into silence. And about 3 minutes before, I make sure that we're all back in our bodies. And I will tell you, you feel such incredible energy. How do I know? Because this is what I hear from everybody. And we're making a difference on the planet because you are the solution. And you are here to make a difference. And all I ask is you join us. You join us late. We're in silence, stay to the end. And to access that, it's the same telephone number. Would you please give it again?
Yep. It's 202 926 1059. And the access code?
125-446 pound. And you can see all that we've done, hear all we've done by going to YouTube, Dr. Michael B. Gross. Also, all these recordings, these messages. There's beautiful photography by Tiu, is an award-winning photographer, and a little motivational saying to it. One more thing, and that is that I call the replay. and it starts at number 3 and it goes to 286. Right? The replay is, I don't know, I'm bored, I'm stuck in traffic, I'm feeling down, I'm depressed. I think I'll diet. I think I'll try number 123. I don't know. So you try 123. You know what people tell me? Michael, it's just what I needed to hear. I didn't know what it was. You know why? Because the energy of your soul said, bing, 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 number 123. You can do it in the car because it's all audio. And to access that information, you can dial
434-300-4170 and the access code.
same one, 125-446-pound. One more time, please.
Okay. 434-300-4170 and the code.
125-446-pound. So I want to thank all of you for joining us. And one more thought, and that is I want to recommend one thing, and that is this beautiful book called Healing the Holes in Your Soul by T.O. Knapp. It's a wonderful book about survival, finding your soul, and like the mythological bird, rising from the ashes like the phoenix. It's a wonderful book. The reason I am talking about this is because this will help change your life, because I view this as being service to others.
All right, my turn. But start with this one, the Spiritual Primer. This is the 2nd edition. It's got some extra golden nuggets in it, and it's because of this book and the gentleman on my side here, Dr. Michael Gross, that the book that he's holding is even in existence because he's the one that said you really need to share your story with the world. And then he kind of kept coaxing me until I finally did. But start here. This is a phenomenal book, and it sheds so much light into your life. You don't even know what you're missing. So start here. Okay?
Thank you. By the way, you get Tia's book by contacting her, and she'll give you an autographed copy. I will do the same. It's in the chat. She also has her books on Amazon. This is my 2nd edition, so they've run out of books, and I will be shortly supplying them. But I'd rather write something special by tuning in to you. Will help you grow and have your needs. I want to thank everyone for joining us. I would like to ask all of you to spread the word. Tell them to join us. What have they got to lose? Nothing. They're going to gain knowledge and success in their life. Everyone have a great week, because remember, you are unlimited.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. Thank
We
you for
love
joining
you.
us.
Take care, everybody.
Take care. Love
Take care,
you.
everyone.